What is biodiversity and why is it important? A fascinating question indeed. Biodiversity, a term coined in 1988 by the American entomologist Edward O. Wilson, refers to the plethora of life forms on our planet. This includes all species of plants, animals, fungi, and microorganisms, as well as the intricate web of interactions that exist among them. It's like a vast living tapestry, with each thread representing a different form of life. The measure of biodiversity isn't just about the sheer number of species in an ecosystem, but also the genetic diversity within populations of each species and the distribution of species across various environments. In essence, biodiversity is the richness of life on Earth. There are three main types of biodiversity. First, there's genetic diversity, which refers to the variety of genes within a species. Every individual within a species has a unique combination of genes, and a greater genetic diversity can enhance the survival prospects of the species. Next, we have species diversity, which considers the number of the same species found in a given area and their rarity or abundance in specific territories or habitats. Lastly, there's ecosystem diversity, which describes the number and abundance of habitats, living communities, and ecosystems in which different organisms live and evolve. These types of biodiversity are closely interwoven and impact each other. The loss or deterioration of one type can negatively affect others and the overall health of ecosystems. So, why is biodiversity important? It's a vital indicator of the health of life on Earth. A richer and more diverse environment is more sustainable, ensuring life and prosperity for its inhabitants, be they humans, animals, or plants. Each life form has a unique role, contributing to the stability and resilience of ecosystems. Biodiversity also offers a multitude of benefits to humans. By preserving the health of ecosystems, we ensure access to food and vital resources, such as medicinal plants. Moreover, healthy and diverse ecosystems contribute to air and water purification, climate regulation, and flood prevention. However, biodiversity faces numerous threats, many of which stem from human activities, such as deforestation, pollution, global warming, habitat destruction, and overexploitation of natural resources. If left unchecked, these phenomena can lead to the loss of entire ecosystems and their diverse array of organisms. Hence, the conservation of biodiversity has emerged as a priority for ensuring environmental sustainability and the future of our planet. To preserve biodiversity, we can take several actions. These include creating new protected areas like nature reserves and parks, combating deforestation and habitat depletion, fighting pollution, and promoting environmentally friendly and sustainable agricultural practices. In conclusion, biodiversity is the lifeblood of our planet, a barometer of the health of life on Earth. It's a treasure trove of genetic, species, and ecosystem diversity that we must strive to protect and preserve. The future of our planet depends on it.
Have you ever wondered why the variety of life on Earth matters? Why does it matter if there are 20 types of bees instead of just one? Or why it's a problem if a single species of tree disappears from a forest? The answer lies in a single word: biodiversity. Today, we'll delve into the importance of biodiversity and why it's crucial for our survival. Consider the story of the American chestnut tree. Once, these mighty trees were a dominant species in the forests of eastern North America. But in the early 20th century, a fungus was accidentally introduced from Asia. Since the American chestnuts had no resistance to this foreign disease, it decimated their population within a few decades. You might think, so what? It's just a tree. But the decline of the American chestnut had far-reaching effects. These trees were a key food source for many animals. Without them, populations of species like squirrels and deer declined. The loss also affected the forest ecosystem as a whole. The American chestnut was a foundation species. It played a crucial role in nutrient cycling and soil structure. Without it, the health of the entire forest suffered. The American chestnut story is just one example of how the loss of a single species can send shockwaves through an ecosystem. Biodiversity, the variety of life on Earth, is like an intricate web. Every strand is connected. If you pull on one, the entire web shivers. If you cut a strand, the web starts to unravel. Biodiversity also plays a crucial role in human health and well-being. It provides us with a variety of foods, from fruits and vegetables to meat and fish. It's the source of many medicines, with around 80% of the world's population relying on natural remedies. Biodiversity also helps maintain the balance of ecosystems, recycling and storing nutrients, combating pollution, and stabilizing climate. But it's not just about what biodiversity can do for us. It's about the health of the planet as a whole. Ecosystems, with their myriad of species, work together to purify air and water, break down pollutants, and recover from natural disasters. The story of the American chestnut is a cautionary tale. It reminds us that biodiversity is not just about the number of species, but about the connections between them. It's about the health of the whole, not just the parts. In summary, biodiversity is vital for maintaining the balance of ecosystems, providing resources for human life, and ensuring the health of the planet. It's an intricate web that connects all life on Earth. And like a web, it's only as strong as its weakest strand. So let's remember to appreciate, respect, and protect the rich tapestry of life that is biodiversity. Remember, the health of our planet and our own health are interconnected. As we've seen with the recent pandemic, disruptions in biodiversity can have serious implications for human health. So let's do our part to ensure the web of life remains intact for future generations. After all, our survival depends on it.
Have you ever wondered why biodiversity matters so much? Why the variety of life on Earth is not just beautiful, but also crucial to our existence? Biodiversity is not just about the intricate web of species that make up our ecosystems. It is the lifeblood of our planet, and its importance extends into every sector of our lives. Consider the role of biodiversity in combating climate change. A landmark study in 2017 revealed that protecting biodiversity can contribute to at least 30% of the emissions reductions needed by 2030 to prevent a climate catastrophe. Forest ecosystems, for instance, are responsible for 11% of all human-caused global greenhouse gas emissions. When we conserve forests, we stop the release of these gases into the atmosphere. Moreover, trees and plants store carbon in their tissues, making their protection even more essential. Certain ecosystems, like mangroves, excel at storing carbon and keeping it out of the atmosphere. Forests and wetland ecosystems provide vital buffers to extreme storms and flooding related to climate change. These ecosystems function best when all pieces are in place, highlighting the significance of intact biodiversity. Biodiversity also underpins industry. Biological resources supply a myriad of industrial raw materials, including rubber, cotton, leather, food, paper, timber, water, fiber, oil, and dyes. These resources are then processed and manufactured into various products for human use and beyond. In the economic realm, biodiversity's value is immeasurable, yet attempts have been made to quantify it, to help us grasp the magnitude of its importance. At least 40% of the world's economy and 80% of the needs of the poor are derived from biological resources. If the loss of biodiversity continues at its current pace, sectors like pharmaceutical, biotechnology, agricultural seeds, personal care, botanical, food and beverage industries, commercial forestry, and ecotourism industries stand to lose $338 billion per year. Around 75% of global food crops depend on pollinators like bees. As these populations decline, more than $235 billion of agricultural products are at risk. Moreover, millions of people, particularly in struggling communities in developing countries, depend on nature and species for their day-to-day livelihoods. Biodiversity even influences our culture. It provides a sense of wonder and inspires recreational activities like birdwatching, fishing, trekking, mountain climbing, and game visits that lead to tourism. Ecosystems such as parks and other protected areas provide recreation and a knowledge resource for visitors. In conclusion, biodiversity is vital to every aspect of life on Earth. It aids in combating climate change, supports industry, underpins our economy, and enriches our culture. Protecting it is not just an environmentalist's cause, it's a cause for humanity.
Have you ever stopped to ponder the sheer diversity of life on our planet? Why does biodiversity matter, and why should we strive to protect it? Breathe in, breathe out. That's biodiversity at work, with trees providing the oxygen you just inhaled. From the food we eat, to the air we breathe, to the water we drink, biodiversity plays a vital role in our lives. Biodiversity is the variety of all life forms on Earth, the different plants, animals, and microorganisms, and the ecosystems of which they are a part. It is not just about the number of different species, but also genetic diversity within species, and the diversity of ecosystems. Consider this: the greater the diversity of species in an ecosystem, the greater its resilience. And resilience is what allows an ecosystem to withstand shocks, such as disease or climate change, and to recover more quickly. So, how can we protect this vital asset? First and foremost, we need to tackle climate change. The burning of fossil fuels is a major contributor to global warming, which is a direct threat to biodiversity. By shifting to alternative energy sources and opting for natural or sustainable products, we can reduce our carbon footprint and help protect biodiversity. Second, we can make more environmentally conscious choices in our daily lives. This includes buying products that are sustainable and bear eco-labels like Energy Star, USDA Organic, or Rainforest Alliance certified. By doing so, we not only reduce our own environmental impact, but also drive demand for more sustainable products. Living sustainably is another key strategy for protecting biodiversity. Simple actions like taking shorter showers, cycling to work, or buying eco-friendly products can significantly reduce our resource consumption. If we all make small changes in our daily lives, we can collectively make a big difference. Education is another powerful tool. The more we understand about the importance of biodiversity, the more likely we are to take action. As public awareness grows, so does pressure on governments to enact legislation that protects our natural environments. Finally, science and technology have a crucial role to play. Advances in these fields can help us understand the complex web of life, identify key species, and direct conservation efforts. They also provide us with sustainable technologies and innovative solutions like renewable energy, biodegradable packaging, and recycling. In conclusion, biodiversity is not just about the variety of life on Earth. It's about the health of our planet and our own survival. It's about the services and resources that nature provides, from the air we breathe to the food we eat. It's about resilience in the face of change. Protecting biodiversity is not just a responsibility, it's a necessity. We all have a role to play, so let's embrace it with open arms.
How can we protect biodiversity? This pressing question has been at the forefront of environmental discussions for decades. Biodiversity, the rich variety of life on Earth, is under threat. Yet, it's not all doom and gloom. There are ways to safeguard this precious life diversity. Firstly, government regulation plays a crucial role. Governments have the power to enforce laws that protect natural habitats and endangered species. By prohibiting development and exploitation of natural resources, governments can preserve biodiversity. One prime example is the Endangered Species Act in the United States, which has been pivotal in protecting animals on the brink of extinction. Secondly, consider nature preserves. These protected areas, often known as national parks, shield regions and their resident organisms from overdevelopment. By allowing people to visit these preserves, we foster a respect for the natural world and motivate the call for further protection. Thirdly, reducing invasive species can be beneficial. Invasive species, often introduced by accident, can wreak havoc on local ecosystems. By thoroughly inspecting planes, ships, and cargo, and consulting ecologists before introducing new species into an area, we can help reduce the threat. Fourthly, we can restore habitats. After human impact has inflicted damage, efforts can be made to return the area to its natural state. Reintroducing native plants and animals has proven to be highly effective. A prime example is the return of wolves to Yellowstone National Park, which rebalanced the ecosystem. Fifthly, captive breeding and seed banks can also help. Breeding animals in captivity, controversial as it may be, can help boost endangered populations for reintroduction into the wild. Seed banks, on the other hand, store vast quantities of plant seeds, providing a safety net should a species become extinct in the wild. Lastly, research is key. A deep understanding of species interactions can lead to innovative conservation strategies.
An example of this is the use of wildlife corridors in urban areas, which allow animals to move freely and safely. In conclusion, protecting biodiversity is a shared responsibility. It's not just up to governments or organizations, but every single one of us. So don't wait. Take action. Whether it's supporting government regulations, visiting a nature preserve, or advocating for research, your actions will contribute to the protection of biodiversity. Remember, every step, no matter how small, counts.